So hey, what's up guys, it's B-Dog. So today I'm coming at you with a movie review of Solo, a Star Wars story. So this continues in the trend of movies such as Rogue One, which actually there's only 2 of them now, but side stories instead of the main 1 through 9. So the plot, it's not too complicated. It's got Han Solo played by Alden Ehrenreich, and it's got his love interest played by Emilia Clarke. They're trying to break out of the planet they live on. It's controlled by the Empire, but also controlled by some shady underground characters. I don't remember her name, but she's kind of this like wormish thing. She lives in water, but they're trying to get out of there. He makes it, she doesn't. He spends his entire time getting into the Navy to try to get a ship, to try to get back to her, and that's pretty much the whole movie. And he gets into a smuggling job with Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson, and also Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, gets involved as well. The plot of this movie is interesting, but it is a little bit confusing at parts. I will have to say, not that much. It tries to do a little bit dipping and ducking here and there, but for the most part, it's fine. It's a good, solid story. Not really too complicated, but sometimes I think it tries to play with it just a tad bit too much. The acting, that's actually my biggest gripe. I don't think that some of these performances were as good as they should have been in order to pull off this character. It's kind of unfortunate that Alden Ehrenreich and Donald Glover had to compare themselves to the iconicness of Harrison Ford and Billy Dee Williams, because man, those two are slicker than a boat floor of hagfish. They got so much suave and so much confidence, and they're so cocky, and you can tell they like each other, but they don't trust each other as far as you can throw them, and that dynamic is great, even though it's really not there that much because they don't have a ton of interaction. You feel the pressure between Alden Ehrenreich and Donald Glover, but you don't feel it that much. It almost feels like Donald Glover's character barely feels like Alden Ehrenreich's character Han Solo is there. Like their performances kind of give off that vibe. You know, there are points where they should definitely clash more than they do, but it doesn't. It feels like they're almost ignoring each other, and that's not a good thing. It doesn't bring it down too bad, but definitely noticeable. And also Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson, I felt like his character fluctuated between like a hard smuggler and a caring person a little bit too much. At the beginning, that's what it seemed like. He was very caring. It felt too cold. Based on what his character was supposed to do, I did like the relationship between Cherie and Han Solo. I thought it was great for the most part. You could feel that they loved each other. But towards the end, I felt a little bit of flakiness, honestly. And I think it made the movie suffer a little bit there. It should have been better portrayed. Right at the end, it felt off. The performances are honestly the major flaws of this movie. There really isn't much elsewhere in flaws. CGI was fantastic. This world looked great. The more I think about it, the more unfortunately, the more this movie is kind of going down. But more to the positive stuff. The action was great. It was such a visually stunning movie, honestly. Great cinematography. The soundtrack was phenomenal as usual. The lighting was good. I know I don't really talk about that much. I'm trying to talk about it more. The lighting at points, though, my parents were talking about it. I noticed it, but there was a lot of dark lighting. And sometimes it was hard to see certain stuff. And I know that's kind of was the feel, but if you can't see it, then you don't know what's going on. And that's not a good thing. So that's the only thing. I like the lighting otherwise. Okay, so to recap and finish it up, the performances dragged down the movie, unfortunately. It was sometimes hard to get into it. I almost really got into the ending, but then I felt like I couldn't care, because they didn't develop the characters, and the performances just weren't quite there enough for me to care. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. And the story was a little bit touchy, not too bad, but everything else pretty much was great. It was such a visually stunning movie and a cool universe to hang out in despite it. But unfortunately, based on the performances and the slightness in the story, I gotta give this movie a C+. It was just lacking a little bit too hard on the performances, and they weren't selling me. It's unfortunate, but okay, so thank you for watching. Please like, comment what you thought of this video, comment what you thought of this movie, and subscribe. So that's it. See you guys later. B-Dog.